Tom Galvin, who is the chair of the Maricopa County Supervisors, says he wants to bring hockey back to the Valley. Tremendous. He says he put together an advisory committee, and he said, we have two mandates. Find an owner, find a location.
Okay.
Which of those two things is going to be the most difficult?
I believe it would be tougher to find a good owner based on previous track record, because the team bounced around at least 3 locations out here in the time they were here. So they were able to find locations, but I don't feel like they ever had a good owner. They had several different owners. None were good. And you're going to argue none of those locations were good too.
Because they had to bounce around to 3 different locations for one reason or another, whether it was arguments with the city of Glendale, whether it was not enough people in Mullet, whether it was downtown issues.
I got the spot for him to go, though.
Where is
I've already got it picked out.
Where is
Talked with Broomhead this morning. He told me Old Fiesta Mall.
It's already under development for mixed use.
He said that's where it should go.
I don't disagree that trying an arena on the east side
definitely
might be beneficial.
Needs
because
to be East Valley.
We've got West Valley sports venues right now. We've had hockey in the West Valley before. Give East Valley a chance. It's expanding very quickly, and I think there's a large hockey fan base there as well in the east side.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably be more likely to lean towards Scottsdale than Old Mesa, but
here's what I want to understand too. What is the legality of developing some of the Indian land?
Oh, it's a nightmare.
In that they won't give it up?
No, I think because you're dealing with so many different layers of bureaucracy, because you're dealing with a sovereign nation. And I know there's a lot of land.
Yeah.
Right? But you're dealing with a sovereign nation. So then you have to have sovereign nation. They're all going to have their own concerns and everything else. Mm-hmm. But then you're also dealing with contracts between a sovereign nation and people here. And to do that, you have to have an act of Congress.
So how were they able to put on like Topgolf or some of the spring training facilities that are over in the East Valley?
I don't know.
What makes it so much tougher?
I don't know.
To put a hockey arena there, but you can put all these other attractions up there.
Did you see what it took to try to get the South Mountain Freeway built?
Act of God,
that was
practically
right, and that was just tiptoeing along the edges of that land. So. Yeah, it's challenging. Mm-hmm. It does seem odd, though, when you look at a map that you go, there's a lot of space right here. Mm-hmm. You would think, okay, who then is going to fund this thing? And by the way, to follow through on you stealing my tease, the land that Morello wanted is still going to hit the auction block. That is state land. He wanted 110 acres. They're going to auction off 217 total acres, which includes... the more than half of that was the land that he wanted to start with, and he wanted to create an entire entertainment district.
Yes, he did.
Okay, so now they're still going to sell that corner off, which
price is up a little bit too. I think it was around $90 million a few years ago, and now they're looking about $110 million
for opening bid. Yeah.
Yep.
Am I right? Hayden and 101.
That sounds right.
I think that's
you and
right.
I took a field trip over there.
We did. We found a lot of homeless remnants.
Yeah, a lot of dirt.
It was gross.
And shopping carts.
We have speculated before what might go up there. You and I like the idea of like a health campus, whether it's Mayo or a Brazo or a Banner or Honor, somebody like that.
Would have loved a hockey arena to go in there, but at the earliest, I think we're still 5 years away.
The last 2 major state land sales have gone to places that that either build to house or to support or to have tech centers. So Halo Vista, TSMC area, right? So that was developers going, TSMC is going in here, we're going to develop this area. Mm-hmm. Boom. And then Nova Data Centers in Mesa, which is Far East Mesa, that is North Queen Creek, so Warner and Ellsworth. So in which case they're putting in a massive data center. Okay. So I don't know that it's going to be what you want, Joe, because part of the stipulation on selling this land is that you have to have your plans turned in, I think it's 10 months after the auction.
They're not going to, I think it'll be at least, like I said, 5 years.
You got to have construction finished on phase 1 of whatever you're putting in there in under 3 years. So the timeline doesn't work out based on what you're saying, 5 years.
No.
All right. Who's going to buy it? Now, Pablo mentioned that Colangelo owned about every team you could in Arizona.
Who would buy a professional hockey team and bring it back?
Is it possible that Ishbias do this? See,
Possible.
We always talk about Matt Ishbia, but his brother Justin's also invested in the Suns and in the Mercury.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible they would want another pro sports franchise?
I think very possible.
They have a combined net worth of just shy of $15 billion. Those two do.
Okay.
So they have the cashola to be able to do it. But they already have a team. Do they want another one? Arturo Moreno.
Artie Moreno.
He owns the LA Angels of Anaheim.
Mm-hmm.
Does he want to own another franchise in a different sport, in a different city? Which, by the way, we've seen this happen before. We've seen other people own in multiple cities, too. Stan Kroenke, he owns the Rams, and he owns a bunch of teams in Denver as well.
Mm-hmm.
He owns the Rams and the Avalanche and the Nuggets. So, I mean, we can see that happen. Where you own not only multiple sports, but you could own multiple sports in multiple cities. And I would even make the argument that Matt Ishbia is, what is it, United Wholesale Mortgage? Is that it? Aren't they based in Detroit?
Rocket Mortgage.
Aren't they based in Detroit?
They were, I mean, he had Michigan State ties.
That's what I thought, yeah. So, travel is no big deal if you're a billionaire. Mm-hmm. You can do that.
No, it's not a problem at all.
I was thinking about the Garcias, Ernest 2 and Ernest 3.
I'm not familiar with them.
So Ernest 2 has more money, but Ernest 3, if I have this correct, Ernest 3 started Carvana.
Okay.
Ernest 2 just owns more of the company. I think he was investing in it. So those guys have more than $20 billion combined.
What about...
Well, now, wait a minute.
Uh-huh.
I was thinking about if Carvana owned it. Because...
Do they have land?
No. But they could probably bring in their whole vending machine idea here.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So first period is on the first floor. Second period, you move the rink up so that it's on the second, and it gets closer and closer.
Yeah, and you say, I am the one who often Pablo needs to come and get. That was not a crazy idea at all.
What if they played at the
Pablo, come get your host.
The Carvana Hockey Center. That has a nice ring to it.
That's a good ring.
We can name them the Carvana. We can name them the Arizona Nirvana at Carvana Hockey Center.
Yeah, but we can't put the hockey on different levels of an arena.
And then we could play Nirvana for their team intro music. That'd be sick.
Yeah, Pablo doesn't even approve of this idea.
I'm trying to bring hockey back, and you're poo-pooing everything. There it is.
Talking about rich people, what about former owner
starting in goal
Discount Tire, the Hales? They were filthy rich, the Discount Tire owner.
From Oslo, Norway.
I would like to see slap shot style hockey.
Yeah. Oh. I'm digging that.
And when you go down the celebrity road,
yeah.
What about Shane Doan? Could he get people interested in hockey out here in the Valley again?
He could, but his son plays for the old team.
Okay. He's got other kids. Maybe another kid wants to play for this team.
I was just thinking, that would be odd to have an owner who's playing for a competing team, though.
I wonder if that's happened before.
I'd have to bing that.
Bring back Colangelo.
Hey, they can trade for him.
Bring back Colangelo, he says. All right. Hey, while leaders try to work with the NHL to get a team here, the same obstacle the Yotes have faced, it's still there. We know that. We'll have to find a place and somebody who wants to spend billions of dollars on a project that's never worked out in the Valley before. That happens.
Thanks for watching The Chris and Joe Show. Click to see more from Chris and Joe and tap the button in the middle to subscribe to KTAR News.